Please excuse the mess. The SonarFeed appears to be having a few difficulties.
Second time is a charm. So, welcome to SonarFeed.
And there we go.
Episode 149, the Bowtie is Strong edition.
Also known as the Streaming the Streamer #Streamception episode.
Streamception.
Hello.
Hello. So we are SonarFeed.
Yes, we are.
This is episode 149 is my
esteemed colleague.
my Sexy Mexi. Can I call you that?
Sexy Mexi's way better, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
As he
please.
just said that. So I am Aaron Riley, a.k.a. Sonar Riley. Across from me is...
Hugo Garcia, a.k.a. Mi Vida Seattle.
And joined tonight by the one, the only, the Mr. Bowtie and Crocs.
Yes. Ooh, Crocs.
Not wearing Crocs?
I don't know about that.
Not wearing Crocs tonight. Okay,
Wow,
no
I just
Crocs.
got crocked in
No
the
Crocs.
face.
Not Crocs.
Wow. Okay,
It's
good.
Adam
good.
Weigel. There's no A
Weigel.
or I.
Weigel.
Weigel.
Because.
Weigel.
Because.
Weigel.
Because.
Why
not goal?
Why not go? At Weigel, Weigle on Twitter.
Yes, you can spell.
I can. I also
Love
have
it.
it in front of me, so that helped me. I was cheating there. So we're going to do the normal little intro here, and then we're going to jump right in, find out more about Mr. Adam. Do you prefer to go by Adam or Hey You?
I prefer
or
Mr. Adam.
Mr. Adam, okay?
Mr. Adam.
Mr. Adam, we'll do that. We can do that. And then we'll go in and talk to you a little bit about you, Bootstrapper, the world, the supporter stories, hopefully a little bit.
Okay.
Which I got to
Yes.
partake in this
Yes.
morning, or this
I
afternoon,
would love
or
to.
evening, or whatever it is.
Oh, hey, Bree. Shout out to Bree watching.
Hello, Bree.
What up, Bree?
Those of you there at the end, or at the beginning, we had our normal our technical difficulty there, so thank you for
Yep.
playing along.
Standard
It's a
And our
segment.
operating
drink.
procedures.
Technical difficulty drink.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the
Cheers.
show.
Welcome.
So Hugo, you had a heck of a week.
Yeah, man.
How was
It's
it?
been a pretty awesome week. Weekend started off with a bang with my niece scoring a goal. Her 4th goal of the season. So last week, I let you guys know she had a hat trick. After she had a rough start to her first game, she didn't score, and she actually was more interested in the leaves than actually playing.
Yeah.
But the second week was amazing. She had a hat trick, and this Saturday she scored. And I was able to deploy a 2-pull that, thanks to Heather, some people saw.
Pretty epic.
It was pretty epic. Concept ideas. Super Penny was something that I liked, so we went with it, and it turned out amazing. Thank you, Heather, again. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Mil gracias. Siempre agradecido. And
I have to say it was a big hit with my my family.
really
I
nice.
showed them, and the girls
Nice.
loved it.
That's
Did they?
awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty epic. I
It was
would
awesome,
say.
dude. It's awesome. It definitely
That's your
made my
second
day.
2-pull Heather's helped you with.
Yes.
Or has done. She did one for you.
Yes.
And then now
correct.
that helped you with that one.
Yes, it's like I'm beyond, like I said, beyond grateful. Thank you. I'm
Yes.
blessed. I'm blessed to have amazing friends surrounding me and with me and around me, and I'm the friends will make everything in life a lot easier. Tough times are always made easier with the great friends.
I agree.
But right after that, I watched one of the greatest fights of the year, boxing fights,
Yep.
not UFC fights, because that was last weekend.
Can I say something? Thank God for Periscope. They make pay-per-views so much easier to watch.
Yeah, no kidding. I agree.
Pirate.
Not that I watched any or not, but
But, dude, oh, man. Actually, the fight before the main fight was,
I didn't watch
was
that.
amazing, dude.
Was it? Yeah.
It was the fight of the year, easily. Japanese fighter. Never seen a Japanese fighter before. And this guy, monstrous. He ended up losing, but it was an amazing fight. Anyhow, so I'm a big Canelo. I don't know if you do you know boxing much? Not too much, maybe a
Is
little
that
bit?
like? I don't have a
No.
joke.
Okay, so.
I don't have a joke.
No
Yeah.
joke ever. So there is traditionally Mexico's known for short.
Cheating at international competitions.
Oh God! Someone's still bitter about the 7th U.S.
U.S. Open Cup. They won 7 U.S. Open Cups.
7th Gold Cup. So anyhow, usually Mexicans are known for a strong chin, the biggest heart in all boxing, and they're basically they wear you down. They don't have a lot of power, but they'll grind you, hit you with body shots, and I'll box you. Well, we have a very unique, popular boxer right now. He comes from Guadalajara, where I was born, the greatest city in Mexico. Guadalajara, Guadalajara. Anyhow.
I know what that means in Arabic.
Sorry, Grandma. Sorry you had to see that, Grandma. I apologize for the girls, too.
I'm just saying I do.
Well,
a friend of the show taught it to me the other night.
Okay.
I won't even bring it. Go ahead. Keep going. The story's riveting.
It is
Keep going.
riveting.
I know.
So it's a ginger. He's a ginger, power-hitting ginger Mexican boxer, and he's amazing.
When you say a ginger, like red hair?
Like red hair. His nickname is Cinnamon, and they call him Cinnamon
His
because of the
nickname really
red
is
hair.
Cinnamon?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
I didn't know that,
Canelo.
actually.
His real name is not Canelo Alvarez. His real name, I don't even know what his real name is, but they call
Steven.
It's stuck.
Steven. His name is Ugo.
Oh my God!
Did you see him on the airplane today, flying home with the belt?
That was a little much, but hey, I'd love to see it. It was better than
Yeah.
watching Kodo with it, so that's for sure. This guy was giving me busting my chops all the last 2-3 days.
Just the
Team
last
Kodo.
2-3 days?
Well, yeah.
Well, on this topic.
So my boy wins, great night, and then the next day, tailgated and got joined last second appearance here by our good esteemed friend sitting next to us here, Dave. Joined our tailgate session.
That's
Enjoyed
right.
a half a shot or two of some premium spiced whiskey.
He told me about that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not premium.
Well,
That's
hey,
like bottom of the barrel, cheap, tailgate stuff.
For tailgate, it's premium.
Okay. Maybe that's why I don't
Brendan
tailgate
also
anymore.
made the tailgate. And a lot of our regulars. It was awesome, man. So had fun. Great tailgate, actually. Really good. Had a great nacho bar. Nachos, beer.
Whose was it?
It was the LFG tailgate crew.
The LFG tailgate
Yeah.
crew.
That was a joke.
I know. I'm trying to answer. I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying to keep up. and man, I keep babbling, but this was such a great weekend. I had to share it, man. Seahawks won. So yep, took care of business. So
They were terrible. San Francisco was terrible.
they are really bad, man.
They're really bad.
They are really bad.
That's one of those things. I'm excited we won, but it's like
I am
it's
too. I know it's
tempering
a
the
really bad
enthusiasm.
Rain of salt.
Yes.
You know, it's like
the Steelers
oh
will
my
be
God.
the Steelers next weekend are going to be. It's going to be a bit. Is it a Saturday night or Sunday night game?
It's Sunday. No, Sunday
It's
night.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's 1
It's going to
p.m.
be a hell of a game. That's a test.
No, the test will be in Minnesota.
The Steelers are pretty. I think
at Minnesota.
Steelers are going to come in pretty hard.
Yeah, man. I'm worried about Minnesota.
I saw a thing where if you could check the different boxes and it would tell you the likelihood of them making it to the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Today, and it was on New York Times, and it was the Vikings. You checked the Vikings, and it was like 80% if they beat the Vikings, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
It was
Okay. There you
yeah.
go.
So, but yeah, San Francisco is really bad, and I'm kind of worried that I've seen them fall so fast. I'm kind of worried if we don't take care of our business that the Seahawks will go in that direction.
Absolutely.
Man. So it's scary because they've done so much for the city. Actually, I watched a show that you did a couple years ago. Actually, yeah, I think it was February of the first year of the Super Bowl, where you did a Skype hangout with multiple tech people.
Oh, yeah.
And the topic
Yes.
was Seattle brand or brand Seattle. And
Right. It was right after we won.
yeah, and they discussed a lot about how much it had impacted the city and brought a lot of people together.
Oh yeah.
And it's great to not be as far away from tailgating because now there's not as many people going to the tailgate area. But you get a sense too, like we noticed the last week and this week, before it was like everybody's amped up. You have a lot of energy in the streets. This last couple tailgates, the energy's still there once we get going, but it's not the same, man. So it's like, oh man, you have to balance out all that. But yeah, aside from that, how was your week? Sorry.
It was good, but no,
That was half the show. Sorry,
driving
guys.
down. No, it's good. Driving down today was interesting because I had that thought of here it is kind of like a dreary 39-degree rain / maybe going into snow.
Love it.
I know, but it's Seattle, right? And that's what we're when we're used to lovable losers, if you will, for our teams. We've never been. I was thinking about the Reign, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They've reached the finals twice and lost, which I'm not. I mean, hey, they made the finals twice, right? That's a good thing. They just needed a little more finishing, a little more of a pass or two here. A little more little, right? I mean, so a little. Good, I like that. But I was thinking about that because obviously we're playing the Steelers this week.
Yeah.
The Steelers stole the damn referees. That was oh my god. And that's back to when I was heavy. I was a season ticket holder, and a buddy of mine flew to Detroit for that game.
Wow.
And got a guy next to him at the bar because he ended up not getting a ticket, got his money stolen by a fake scalp ticket.
Oh, no.
So anyway, so just think about that. But how awesome is it that the last year and a half, 2 years, we've celebrated one Super Bowl and then we lost one, but we still had the positive feeling in the city of
Yeah.
a championship.
Yeah,
and we
man.
haven't had that
Tons.
ever here, basically. Well, since the 70s here in the city. we had the
Wasn't there a basketball team at
yeah
one point?
the
Yes.
70s, the Sonics.
Yes.
Late
the
70s.
79 Sonics.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I love them and I miss them. But we also had the Storm. They won a championship, I think,
Yes,
in
they did. was-
7 or they have 2
Storm.
championships.
Yeah, that what year?
My bad.
What years?
that was like late aughts in the early teens.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
Sounds
I
exact
want to say
years.
2007.
I don't remember. It
Around
was late
there.
aughts and early teens, but
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
so anyways,
oh my
but,
God, I had the biggest crush.
but again, the Storm. Oh, did you really?
Yeah, totally.
But the Storm don't have the same they're
Super,
they're not.
the greatest.
04?
They won
04 and
10.
10.
There we go.
4 and
Okay,
10,
so there you
yeah.
go. The aughts
Super
and the
was
early
amazing.
teens.
I mean, she's still amazing, but I had the biggest crush on her, man. Seriously, I was like, oh my God.
So I
was
love.
awesome.
I just got to take a second here. Our chat room tonight is very active.
And it's also
we
very
we have live
familial?
tweeting of the person here talking
Should
about
we
what
get
she's ordering and what she's
wild
doing,
bunny
which I
ears?
love. And then her sister and her husband are at home, and they're talking. So it's fantastic. I love it.
You guys.
It's a first.
It's definitely taking heckling to the next level
It
here
is.
at SonarFeed.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
She promised heckling,
And
and
we
she's
are
doing
very
good.
excited,
Very well
actually.
done.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hashtag Sonar Heckle. So, all right. So my week. This was
Hi, Mabel. I just got a text saying that she's waving at me.
Hi, Mabel.
Hi,
Is that-
Mabel.
Who's
No,
Mabel?
that's
No,
not
that's-
grandma. That's
okay.
my
That's-
3-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Mabel?
Hello, Mabel. This week was rough. The 2015. There's 38 days left, I think, after
Yeah.
today. Thank God.
Yeah,
I'm just ready
I'll
for this
second
year
that.
to be over.
Yeah.
It was many good things happened, but then it's also been just a year that I'm done. I'm ready and I'm not one to believe in that. I mean, you can start over any day, but I'm just
Right.
ready for that calendar to flip, for the ceremonial, let's do it again and try over, so to speak.
I agree.
This week was a tough one as a father, as a husband, everything. It just was really not my best week, and I didn't like it a lot. So I'm glad it's over.
Well,
I'm here with my friends.
You are here. Your beer's looking good.
Yeah, it's
Looking
it's
solid.
It's in full on,
Oh, someone's getting it
full on. Don't let them eat any more pickles. On the air.
Bootstrapper Babe 1. No more
I'm not sure
pickles
who
on
that is.
air.
It's Alicia.
Oh, it's Alicia. Okay. Well, he just ordered 7 more things. He said all night long he's just gonna have food coming
Yes.
in all night long. Food and beer all night long.
Pretzels, beer cheese, all of it.
So before we go into Adam, real quick, I do want to do a shout out.
It won't hurt. It won't hurt, dude. Don't
Don't worry
worry
about it. It's
my
it's-
first time.
That's why we have you drink beer before the show.
Yes.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. So, real quick shout out to my wife. Happy birthday last week. Happy 40.
Yeah.
Turned 40. We had a great day yesterday
Yes.
of
Oh,
celebrating her
nice.
birthday, and I had to skip the Seahawks game, I got invited at the last minute by Dave, but I had to do this, and it was a fantastic day. So happy birthday, honey. And I've got to do a mea culpa that I was a bad husband last week, and I didn't do the celebration properly on their actual day. And she called me out on Twitter, rightfully so, and I was a bad boy, and it's all fixed / made up, and we're in good shape.
Good.
So, but it was a
Take care of
less
business.
than the worst, less than my best, not my best moment. Let's put it that way. Last week,
You know,
So,
life
goes
is
on.
life.
You
Life
learn.
has good moments, tough moments, learning moments, and it just happen to be a
Yep.
learning one. You know, it is what it is.
if you learn from the mistakes, you learn from the bad
Yeah.
stuff. Positive goes up.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
last thing. Sitting over there now eating a hamburger. She got her elbows into her hamburger and she's like
Yeah.
ready to go. Our first ever Patreon from our Patreon,
What?
Sarah
Oh yeah!
from Constellation, who does amazing coasters. Can I borrow your coaster for a moment?
Please,
And
please.
other work as well. Nice. And other awesome work here from the Nos Arietes Yacht Con. Beautiful work. Who has a new press and she's very excited about her new baby.
Nice.
So thank you for being the first one.
Yeah.
We are up to 5 folks who
That is awesome.
have done the Patreon. So thank you very
guys.
much.
Love you guys. Appreciate the support.
We will be doing a little better this week on talking about it, promoting it, because last week we had a big launch and then life got in the way. So we have Todd, Robert's in the house as well.
Robert's in
Thank
the-
you, Robert.
His house.
Sarah.
Let's go.
Mariana's in the house.
Woo woo.
And then we think he's watching at home maybe, but Kyle, a.k.a. Pizza Man, Pizza Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw him
I think so.
say something. See you tomorrow, Kyle.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So Adam gets to meet Kyle and Sarah for the first time ever.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Together.
I want to be there.
Yeah,
Four.
we're going out to pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's so
you
epic.
were
Yes.
leading into something there. Is that what you were trying to do, Aaron?
Yeah,
Love it.
it was fun to watch. It was fun. I'm excited for you guys because Sarah and Kyle, they drive over for every
Right.
game. They like 6,000 miles. I think we figured last year is how much they drive
Back and forth
round
over the
trip
course of the
over the
season.
course of the season. Plus away trips, which we drove to
Jeez.
we drove to LA last year.
Yeah.
That was like
after I
2,000
had
miles or
said
whatever.
no.
So, anyways,
We
they're
never learn,
amazing.
man. We never learn.
No, we don't learn.
It was actually pretty badass. All our road trips are pretty awesome. It's fun.
That's what I hear.
And the trips itself is really what makes. It's really like, first of all, that's how I got so engaged with the community. I want a trip to go to Portland,
Right.
and the experience of that road trip set the foundation for me actually being here. I literally would not be sitting here in front of you guys if it weren't for a road trip to Portland. So yeah, road trips highly recommended. You all have got to go to them if you haven't already.
So,
Hint,
Maybe
hint,
someday.
Hint, hint.
last comment, patreon.com/SonarFeed. And donate.
Donate.
Don't be left out.
Donate.
Okay. Now, let's
right.
talk about Adam. Adam, how
Hello.
are you?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Good.
You know, I just have to say, of all of the podcasts, it's great to be here with you, Gregor, and Jeremiah. It's just great.
How do I turn his mic off again? That's right. Oh, there it is. All right. So we're gonna do the rest of the show where he has a mic on.
Oh,
He
my
has a mic in front of his
goodness.
face, but it's not on.
He didn't
Nice
even
work.
hesitate.
Nice work.
He didn't hesitate
that
at
was
all.
awesome. That was good.
Wow.
That was good.
Well played.
That was awesome.
Well played.
So, Mr. Adam
Yes, sir.
of Bootstrapper.
Bootstrapper Studios, yes.
Let's find out about you, because people. So you kind of came out of nowhere on Twitter in the soccer.
No, I've
community.
been on Twitter in the soccer.
In
yes.
the soccer, you've been on Twitter forever,
Right.
and you've done all your other stuff. But in soccer community, like the summer, basically,
Boom.
you kind of
Yeah.
blew up, and then this fall, you
Right.
went to your first ever 9 games in the span of like a
I
week.
think it was 3.
Well, whatever,
no,
but,
I went to 4
yeah.
matches at Clink in.
in 9 days, right? No,
It was 12 days or 13 days
Yeah.
because I went to the U.S. Women's
Women's.
National Team
Yep.
game, the friendly.
Yep.
And then I went to the Sunday game against L.A.
Yep.
Is that right?
And then you went to the Wednesday game with me, right?
Wednesday. No,
playoff?
I went to a Wednesday game with.
No. With
trying
your
to remember.
wife, right?
Yeah, with my wife, and then I went to the
next-
Sunday game with you.
With you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who was it? It was RSL.
RSL, yeah.
That's who it was. Right. Yeah.
That's right,
so, all of that was more or less happenstance.
Yeah.
It's hard to. So.
But let's find out who you are. Go all the way
Yeah,
back.
that's
Who was
all the way
Adam?
back. All the way back to.
Yes.
Where do we start?
How far back do you remember? the drive-in? No. Kidding.
No. So yeah. It was winter. I had just got out of the jail. Maybe an hour. So, anyways, I was born in a town that is south of here, in a different state.
Oh my. Oh my.
That's where I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
Really?
Which burb were you in?
I was actually technically in a little town called Milwaukee,
Okay.
which is Algonquin for the good land.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's where I grew up. When I left, we had no team. We had the Blazers.
Oh,
That's all we had.
yes.
Yep.
Bill Walton,
And
77.
The joke though growing up was, do you know why Portland doesn't have a baseball team?
No.
Because then Seattle would want one.
Oh! Wow.
Well played.
Very
That also
well
could have.
played.
Yeah. That also probably could
Still,
have.
Pilots
kind of
originally
works
from
though,
Portland?
doesn't it?
Or no?
Yeah. No. Seattle Pilots.
No, we had.
You had your
we had
minor
the,
league team.
We had the Beavers, which played in Providence. What was
Right. So
now Providence Park.
there's still a minor league team
PP
playing
Park?
there.
Yeah.
It's been a minor league park for its whole existence.
By the way, on that whole subject, if you haven't watched The Battered Bastards of Baseball,
I actually haven't.
go
Battered Bastards?
Bastards of Baseball.
Really?
Go do it. It's a documentary on Netflix.
On Netflix?
Okay.
It's
Putting it on
about
right
the Portland.
Damn
I
it, you
can't think
took
what
one of
they're
my
called.
favorite questions.
I can't think of what they're called.
What's
but
one of your favorite documentaries? It's a great question.
yeah, that one's up there. Anyways, it's about that stadium and about
Battered.
famous
There it is.
actors dad, Kurt Russell's dad, owned a baseball team in the 70s there.
No kidding.
Russell's
Yeah,
dad.
Mavericks, the Mavericks.
There you go.
Anyways,
Yeah, the Portland
fascinating-
Mavericks, a scrappy
fascinating-
independent baseball team of the underdog started by
Yeah.
actor Bing Russell.
Yep, and they played in the same park.
Okay.
Anyway,
I already had it on my queue.
good. It's worth watching. So I actually grew up going and watching the Beavers play there, and would come up here occasionally to see the Mariners play. And I saw a handful of.
Griffey.
I can't remember if I saw if I was coming around that time. I think I was. Yeah.
I saw my
I saw
first Griffey
Blazers a
game when
handful
I
of
was
times.
in the 7th grade. I want to say 1992, 93.
Yeah. So it's probably around then. Although, so backing up a little bit, my aunt, who is by far one of the most influential people in my life in general, but specifically when it comes to sports. From the time I was born, she was trying to get me into the realm of Yankees.
The Yank. Oh,
Yeah,
I remember you telling me this,
yeah.
actually.
So I had Yankees everything forever.
In Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, yeah, I was the kid walking around the streets, the tough,
my
the
God.
tough streets of the suburbs, of Milwaukee, wearing the New York Yankees stuff. I remember in grade school, the class bully stole my Yankees jacket and pissed on it.
Oh, wow.
His name was
Whoa.
Lance.
They
Are you
are
serious?
I'm
hardcore.
serious. I'm
Dude,
serious.
Lance,
It
you're a
had nothing to
douche.
do with the Yankees. It had to do with him hating
Yeah.
me for
Well,
whatever
sure,
reason.
yeah.
What
But
a punk. Stop bullying. Lance,
I would hope he
if I
had.
ever want
No,
So
now,
it's
now he just cheats at bike races. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
yeah, he's the blonde kid from the 80s movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Karate Kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's who he was.
Yep.
punk.
Wow, where was I going with this story about
So-
Lance?
You're just about you.
Yeah.
you,
Anyway,
growing up.
I grew up watching sports sometimes. My grandma. This is the one. This is the part of the story. You
What's her name?
Dorothy.
Hi,
Dorothy. What's up,
Grandma Dorothy. She's 97.
Yeah, I saw that when you posted that photo.
She does not act that way. I mean, my entire life I would play games with my friends like, hey, guess how old Grandma is? And they would always guess like 10, 20 years younger than she actually was. And still, to this day, the same thing. But so when I was in high school, so this was I think you and I are roughly the same
age, probably.
1980.
Yeah.
That's when I was born.
Yeah, that the greatest year ever. I agree. No question. Cheers.
So she would go watch the Blazers play.
I saw it. He was trying to eat his. He tried to drink his microphone.
Wait, I want to watch it on the stream.
Oh my god.
Just a second. He's got it going. It's 30 seconds delayed. This is.
Oh my god.
Just a second. We're gonna. This is good television here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
This is-
watching. We're
this
watching.
is
We're waiting for the
riveting.
delay so I can see Hugo try to drink his microphone.
Did it already pass?
Here it comes,
Okay.
and he's about to.
And drinks his microphone.
I might have to call this up right now, man. I might have to call it. I might have to tap out. Oh my god.
Have another one.
We will definitely edit that from the from
that
the one.
No, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a GIF before too long.
Oh no!
Is Lickett watching?
No!
He actually, you know what? I don't think he is watching tonight because normally he gives a shit.
There's
before
no
the show.
anonymous. There's no anonymous in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God! Thank God!
All right. So anyway,
Hi, Sarah's arm. Everyone is saying.
Grandma Dorothy would go watch the Blazers in the 80s and 90s. Again, she's 97 now, so that means she was in her 70s, right? And if the Blazers were doing good, she was literally running down the stairs to the front. And if they were doing bad, she would run back up. Anytime, just back and forth. As a 70-year-old.
Oh my God.
As a 70-year-old.
Love it!
Yeah,
Love
she's,
it! Oh my
and
God! That's so
still
awesome.
to this day, she's like super into
If-
her Blazers.
oh my God.
She's super into a few other teams.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Why you throwing
Grandma-
grama under the bus?
No, I'm not.
No.
I love
Okay,
it.
I'm just okay.
I
A
love
few
Grandma.
other teams
Okay.
that may not be favored around these parts.
Well, I don't know if they are, to be honest. But she's not a soccer fan.
Okay. Okay.
Mostly,
Still
but
love you, Grandma.
It's football related.
Oh.
College, but anyway.
Oh, okay. That's
Oregon
okay.
Ducks?
No, I'm
Beaver.
Are you a duck? Or are you a beaver?
I'm a duck.
You're a duck.
Yeah.
So
She's
so
a
is my
beaver.
sister-in-law.
She's not though.
No,
Yeah.
what was it? Which college football?
She's Stanford.
Stanford.
I like Stanford, though.
Nice.
Stanford's a good
Yeah,
school.
we approve,
I
Grandma.
Don't like Stanford.
You don't like Stanford?
What? Well,
Jordan Morris, hello. Roger
Tiger
Levesque.
Woods.
Roger Levesque.
Tiger Woods.
Chad Marshall?
Chad Marshall.
I didn't actually
Sorry,
know
he
that one.
won't.
Yeah, the guy who blocked me. Yeah.
I got beat to it.
I want I want to know more about that. At
I
some
do
point
too.
in time.
I do too.
Like,
to be
what?
honest with you.
What?
So
what
hey,
did you
Kyle is blocked by somebody randomly, and he was all commiserating finally with me, understanding how terrible it feels. Listen, I have a pretty open and honest and free-flowing Twitter feed, but I don't tag that other than after I found out he blocked me, and I tagged him, but he couldn't see it, so it didn't matter. And then I deleted it. It's like one of the only tweets I've ever deleted, ever. It may have said something like, F off, you effing effer.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. That's right. You were there with me. That's right. That may or may not have said
Screenshot.
that. Yeah. No, it was
Oh
gone.
my
It's
God.
gone. It's gone. That one actually is gone. But no, I don't remember ever tagging him. There's two things I thought happened. Twitter bug, which happens. There are people that I'm unfollowed and or whatever that I didn't like. One of our frenemies from Kansas City. I unfollowed her somehow, and I was like, why can I see half
Avery?
the conversation?
Is it Avery?
Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel Avery, yeah. But I wasn't following her, and I'm like, what the hell? And then she called me out for following her again. I'm like, I refollowed you because I wasn't following you, but I thought I was.
Yeah.
Or I was tagged in another tweet string, because sometimes I get tagged by random people in strings, and he saw this string and blocked everybody on the string.
I think
Who
that's
knows?
the way that's the way
Yeah.
that he explained it.
But again, I love Chad. My daughter's walked him out twice from the,
Right,
and,
yeah.
and
She
they've won
should've
both
said
games.
something. She should
I
have
know.
said something.
I asked her afterwards, like, why didn't you say anything? And
Excuse me,
don't
sir.
block me.
don't worry about
you
the
blocked
game
my
coming
dad
out.
on
but
Twitter.
Yeah,
why
you
did you
blocked
do
my dad on
that?
Twitter. Yeah, that'd be great.
my dad asked me to say something.
Yeah. Don't
Okay,
worry about
so
doing good
now,
in the
fast
game.
forward- anyway, fast forward
you're to moving to
To
Seattle.
today. Yeah. So I moved to Seattle.
Your beautiful wife and 4 children.
Yeah. So okay.
4?
Only
Wow.
4 girls.
4 girls.
4 girls. All right. So fast forward.
And you have like 12 bathrooms, right? Hopefully.
Oddly
God,
enough, I
yeah,
have
I
one.
saw that.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that was coming. Actually,
One bathroom.
Which is why we moved out of our Ballard house, is because we had one bathroom and one girl and my wife, and I'm like, it ain't gonna happen.
Oh, man.
One bathroom. I said the other day that sometimes I get a shower. Sometimes I just
you just stand out in the
Screw
rain.
your face in
screw
the
it.
kitchen sink.
My great grandpa, my dad's grandpa, he had 3 daughters, and he used to say that the only time he wasn't in hot water was when he was in the shower.
That's awesome. I
So-
told my wife after we had my daughter, if we have a second kid, that's a girl, which we had a boy. If it's a girl, we're done.
Right.
We're not trying for another one. We're done, because I knew at that point we'd have twins or triplets, and they'd all be girls.
Yeah.
And then and they'd be like 4 or 5, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm good. Not that they're. I mean, actually, girls in some ways are easier, in some ways are harder. It's a 50-50.
I don't know.
I know you don't. I've got 12 and 5, and they both have their own challenges and
Right.
excitements.
I have a
and
5-year-old niece. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But
You can go home.
yeah.
At the end of
that
the day.
is the part I miss.
It's the
about
greatest
niece
part
and
ever,
nephews.
dude. Greatest part ever. I went to the soccer game, had fun with her, played.
Gave her sugar, wound up.
Yeah, took photos, selfies, Snapchats, and then she went home with mom and dad.
Yeah.
You know, and they calmed her down. Whatever that is that parents actually do, the actual labor of it. I get to do all the fun stuff, so it's pretty cool. Love it.
All right.
Okay.
So now you moved here. You have kids,
Right.
wife.
Right. Yes. So
Overnight just happened magically.
yeah, I have no idea
How long ago did you move here? Quick question.
So I tech.
Talking in the chat room. Sorry. She ate the burger and the plate. The plate is gone.
It's not.
It's
Here
not
it is. So that is also sort of an interesting story. I actually technically left my house in that other city
In that other city.
on the morning of September 11th, 2001. That
Oh,
was the
no
day that I
way.
moved to Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, I was scheduled to leave. I was going to go on a 2-week road trip, and I was going to hit all of my friends' who are living across the Northwest, going up to Canada, out to Idaho, out to the Oregon, back to the Oregon coast, swing back by home, get some stuff, and then land in Seattle. And that was the day I was supposed to leave. And I actually ended up making it like just a few hours before they closed the border to my friend's house in Canada, in Langley, BC.
Wow.
So anyway, I moved up here. Then I originally had planned on living here for like 2 years or 3 years. I can't remember. I was going to school.
And you were okay. So you hadn't met Heidi. You hadn't met your.
No.
Sorry, I said her name, but I forgot to.
Her name is Heidi.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Rescued me from that.
But she doesn't want her name to be mentioned on the internet.
Good. It won't be.
So it
Not
won't
at all.
be.
No one watches the show. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't
Anyway.
watch the gifts.
Anyway, so my original plan was to move over here for 2 or 3 years. I met Heidi. I moved up in September. I met Heidi in February, and we got married a year and a half later in September. And then obviously I've been here since. Through the course of the last however many years that's been now, I'll count later. I ended up starting Bootstrapper Studios, this video company with my co-founder Brian Zug, about 4-ish years ago. It was July 7th of 2011.
How do you guys decide on the name?
He decided.
Okay.
In fact, I hope he's watching. He decided a lot of things for quite a while.
Okay.
And then about almost 2 years ago now, he decided because we weren't. It was 2 years into it, whatnot. We weren't doing great, and he decided he would get a full-time job and hand over the reins. That was March a couple years back, and that's when I took over. And Alicia came in, and she's been helping us out for a while, but then she fully moved over to us full-time about a year and a half ago now.
Nice.
And honestly, ever since she came in, it's been
I talked to her the other night,
great.
and that's
it's been amazing.
That was the feeling I got.
Awesome.
Now, she wasn't saying that like, "Hey, it's all about me," but talking to her, I could just tell about her personality and everything. She was watching earlier, but it was.
That's when it really started.
Pickles, don't worry. He stopped eating pickles.
That's when it really started to congeal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is when she and I kind of got it, and that it was March. Honestly, is when it was left to just the two of us.
Okay. Of this year.
There was 3 of us before that.
And what's the connection with when it started and Kickstarter? Because I saw some videos or something or other about Kickstarter.
Okay, yeah. So
I agree, Sarah. She said, sorry, we're not to interrupt you, but Sarah said, you got to get these strong ladies up in small business. And it's absolutely true. I mean, I got a daughter, and I want her to be strong, et cetera. And it's absolutely true.
Dude, where I work at, it's all about that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I shared it's a couple of stories on my Facebook about that.
Yeah, it's the way it should be. It's the way it should be.
Let's go.
I'm a white guy, and
I'm a sexy Mexi.
I know, believe it or not. But it's especially nowadays. Nowadays, it's very interesting how, quote unquote, we're in a worse society now than we were in the 50s, because a bunch of white guys aren't in power anymore. All of a sudden, it's terrible. So, anyways, that's my politics getting in there. But anyways, I didn't mean to steal.
It's fine.
It's
your
soapbox.
I know it is. And I use it all the time.
Exactly.
So
Unfortunately,
I'm really good at this. Whoa.
I'm just saying. We're pot committed. Hey, stop muting my microphone.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's going to be this in a second.
Yeah, I think. Shut up,
what?
Kyle. That's how you know I'm white, I guess. Is what Kyle said.
exactly.
I broke the focus. There it is. It's back. So Alicia and I took the reins at the beginning of. It was actually at the beginning of S2 season this year.
That's where I met you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And since then, things have really started to, it feels like this is the right.
That's awesome.
I mean, to me, we have a company, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I like having a quote unquote a company, but I get to play and I get to do fun
toys
things.
And
I get fun toys that I get to play with. I meet some amazingly cool people.
Yep.
And some that are just not that
And
amazingly
then,
cool, but
and then occasionally, yeah.
Come on, man. You gave Team Kodo the whole week. Brady that early. Come on, man. He's them. I know. So
I'm listening to Adam. I don't care about you. I turn your mic off. I can't hear you.
So I'll back up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, they can.
When you turn Hugo's mic off, his voice actually stops.
In my head, it does. Yes. It's this awesome dad filter I have.
Penny better not have that.
Yeah, exactly. The best part is that they think I actually turned down the volume now. We're having audio problems because Adam is now mouthing all the words. So 2015 is really when Bootstrapper
is when
really hit. Which I love the name, and I'd love to hear more about. I know he named it, but to me, the whole idea of a Bootstrapper, right, is the whole startup, and you self-fund it,
and that's where that is where it started. So the original idea was that we had mostly Brian had developed a way to do high quality video for cheap, in essence, using inexpensive cameras, using inexpensive tools, and software had started to kind of catch up, and what used to be $10,000, $15,000 broadcast truck was now a $1,500 device.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done it. Yeah,
and that's actually how we got our start.
Yeah.
And so our whole thing was we wanted to be Bootstrapper Studios so that we could help small companies get going. And that, I mean, for the first year and a half or so, that was really what it was all about.
Yep.
And then about a year and a half into it, we got a call from the Rain.
Nice.
And they said, hey, we want to talk. We have to, we just got this team. We have to broadcast. And this was like 2 weeks or so before the first match.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It would literally,
and you had done no sports at this point.
So we show up to the meeting with the owner.
Bill Pridemore?
Yep. And say, we start talking, and like, now, we've never done sports. In fact, the only person on our team at that time who had done any kind of sports was one of our contractors, and he was like a cable wrangler.
AKA Hugo.
Was he Mexican? I wanted to say, was he Mexican?
That's not why I said that.
No. I wasn't. He was just, yeah.
I don't know. You kept pointing at me.
So
sexy Mexican.
No, the funny thing is, like,
he was not a sexy Mexican.
He was like this big, and he weighed like maybe 90 pounds. He's just a little tiny guy.
Mini Hugo.
Who oddly enough was and still is, from what I understand, a fan of the Timbers. But we allowed him to help us out. Anyway, so we told him, like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but if you're willing to play with us and let us figure it out as we go, then that's what we're all about. Let's do it. And he said, sure, let's go. And so we called up our friend Gregg, who has been broadcasting for UW. He's worked for UW TV. He's done Husky games. He's done Mariners games. He's done Seahawks games, all over the board. We called him up and met him actually down here at a Irish pub not too far from here.
Terrible Beauty?
Yep, probably.
Which is gone now.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, so like 2 blocks over, basically.
Yep.
It's gone.
And we met him there, and we sat down, and he said, "Yeah, we can totally do this. We can totally do this."
Nice. And
he's been part of our team since then on all of the games that we do.
Has he been at the S2 games?
Yep, all the S2 games. Gregg. He's the guy that he sits kind of far in the corner, kitty corner from where I sit.
But he's not the Portland guy.
No, that's Steele.
Okay.
That's Steele.
I know what you're talking about.
He's still. He's yeah. We love Steele. We accept Steele.
We accept Steele.
I mean,
yeah. He's but it's okay. But
he's yeah. But anyway, so that's where we started, and then a year. Was it in the second year? The second season? Yeah. Second season. Joe Fan. Do you remember him? A guy named Joe Fan. Yeah. He's with the 49ers now. He was working for the Rain, and he was doing some stuff for the first team, and he he connected us with the Sounders, with Brian Babcock, to do the Open Cup games last year.
Yep.
And we did all the Open Cup home games, and that's how we ended up getting the S2 gig this year.
From that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's been 3 years now of soccer.
Yep.
It's been a year and a half of Sounders and 3 years of Rain, and it's been amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, the thing about it's not that I've never. Although I bet you if you go back far enough, I was one of those assholes on Twitter that always mocked all of the sports
people.
Things.
Yeah.
And I did.
Sports, rah. Sports, rah.
Yeah, sports ball, stuff like that. And, I did. And I didn't. It's because I didn't get it. And I didn't
have a way to connect with it.
I didn't. I had no connection other than just those brief elements from my childhood.
Yeah.
My dad,
your
my
awesome grandma.
My awesome grandma, and my awesome aunt.
God, I wish I'm at 70 running up and down the steps at CenturyLink. Like, let's go.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
We should bring
She had 7 kids. My grandma Dorothy had 7 kids. Yeah.
Wow.
Distraction. Anyway, and then what happened is after I think it was the second season of Reign, or sometime in the middle of the second season, it's like, you know what? Like, I'm starting to understand not just the sport itself, but like the attraction. I'm starting to understand the people. I'm starting to understand how this works. And then honestly, what happened this year is, and I just heard this story earlier tonight, is there was a game in the middle of June that was an Open Cup game that we were broadcasting.
Yep.
I was
Is that the game after you didn't broadcast the other game because the Sounders made a shitty decision not to broadcast an Open Cup game because they're idiots?
No.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Don't hold back here.
Oh, yeah, shoot. Sorry about that.
That was long before.
No, you were there, dude.
No, they broadcast.
No, they didn't broadcast the first game.
This year. It was this season.
They decided
S2.
not to broadcast the first game. And then
S2.
they made a mistake.
No, S2 did.
No, not S1.
No,
The Sounders.
S2, dude.
Oh, that was S2. Sorry, that was S2. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, S2 broadcast their
No, they didn't.
the first
Not the first Open Cup
one.
game.
Did they not?
Wednesday night and
No, they didn't broadcast it. You guys scrambled
We
to
did-
the second one.
We did it. We did
Yeah.
the second
Yeah.
S2.
Yeah,
game
but not the
then.
first one.
Oh, okay.
US
okay,
Open
okay.
Cup. This
Yeah.
is US
I
Open
must.
Cup.
Yeah. During the summer, it gets so.
No, I know.
Yeah,
and again,
it's so.
it wasn't you guys. I'm
No,
not
no, I
I'm not
understand.
calling you out. It was one of those decisions. That whole period of time there, that was like the summer, it was this weird, like, the organization lost its mind / direction. In my opinion, this is just my soapbox, so I'm saying it.
Sure.
But it was like
2 or
weird.
3 times a day, show. No worries. This is 2.5, so we're good.
So I only have like 6 more times to go. I didn't do much last week because you stole the mic with Ross. So
That was cute.
And you're like the hearts. I wish I
Hugo
would have.
and Ross in the morning.
I should have spent more time on post production and done like hearts. And you were like they were coming off your.
Dude, I couldn't help it, dude. It was
I know
awesome.
it's okay.
It was awesome.
It was great. I loved it. It was awesome.
like-
But anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
go
so
ahead. Yes.
it was actually at that
yeah.
game or shortly after that game. It was after that game that I was like, I think I understand these people, and I think they were insane, and I want to know more. And that's really how it kind of started. And then I started. Somehow I got connected with Jacob from Cheeky Backheel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's because he's a big rain guy.
he's a big rain guy, yeah. So we started talking about rain and stuff like that. And then through him, like you said, I just kind of blew up on Twitter. Like it was kind of through him, I started following this like breadcrumb trail.
Yep.
And that's how it ended up. And then right before one of the matches, and I can't remember which match it was, Jeremiah called me up and asked, hey, I don't know you don't know me, and I don't normally ask people to give you a whole bunch of stuff, but would you be willing to film an interview with Brad Evans?
Yeah.
And it was at that point I was like, I kind of know who this guy Brad Evans is. I don't really know who he is. I know I know the name, but that's
awesome.
And I was like, okay, sure,
I love
whatever. And then I started doing some more research, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I said yes.
Yes.
And then, and actually, so
And that's why I'm Team Kodo, just so you know, because his dog's name is Kodo.
yes, it is.
Double T?
No, it's 1 T.
Okay, doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
does.
count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it does.
So anyway, I did that. We recorded that for YachtCon.
Yes.
And then
That was an awesome day, by the
we
way.
helped him broadcast YachtCon.
Yep.
And it was after that game that Lickett found me a ticket.
That's right.
That's a great Lickett found me a ticket.
Yeah, Lick it, found you a ticket.
Hashtag lick it, found me a ticket.
Hashtag. He got me a ticket to the match, and I came with.
That was your first ever professional
match,
or MLS
and not only was
Sounders.
it my first match, but I went with Nathan Murphy.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Right.
He was a guest on the show here. He was
exactly.
awesome. Oh my
he
God.
was great. And
Yes.
if you're gonna go to a soccer match for the first time ever,
Yep.
he is the guy to go with because he is like
He's a referee, and
he's a referee.
Yep.
He's the stats geek. He's the rules geek. He can tell you every single thing that goes down on the field.
And we mean that geek in the coolest way ever.
Right.
Of course, yes.
No question.
Yes. And so Lickett also asked, do you want to just go to the game and enjoy yourself, or do you want to really experience it? And I was like, I really want to experience it. So he got me a general admission ticket. Yeah.
I saw you guys.
And that was insane. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was.
That's a good time right there.
It was out. Oh, I went home and I think my wife was probably asleep.
One of those. I'm assuming it's Golasso and.
But
yeah.
I was like, I kind of feel like I've been at the gym for the last 2 hours.
Oh yeah. The first time in GA, when you leave GA, the next morning, you're like, oh my God.
I did.
Yeah.
What did I do last night? And then you're like, all I did was watch the soccer game.
Yeah. And
What?
I don't think I did much work the next day.
It's okay. No one's watching. It's okay.
No,
no
don't
one's
worry,
watching.
don't worry.
Say whatever you want.
Okay.
I love it.
But it was seriously, it was so much fun.
The bar here is obviously anti-Tom Brady because everybody got excited when Tom Brady threw an interception. Damn it.
I hope it was somebody.
That's okay.
that
They're still
had
winning.
influence.
Go ahead. But anyway, it was
anyway.
interesting. So yeah, so you met Jacob, and so
Yep.
that's kind of how.
And Jacob opened the world because
Yep.
of Twitter. And
Yep.
I've actually I got on Twitter. It's in 2007, a few months after it launched at South by Southwest.
Okay.
And I've gone through in that time, in my time in Seattle, and in that time, I've been part of a tech community. I've been part of music community.
Yep.
I've been back into the tech community and back into the music community, in and out for the last 15 years or however long I've been in Seattle, 14 years now. And it wasn't until I started talking to and hanging out with the soccer people on Twitter that I was like, this actually...
This is what it's about.
Well, the funny thing is like in the tech community and in some of the early adopters community, there's been this kind of overwhelming sense of, we want old Twitter back. We want old Twitter back. Back when it first started.
Yeah.
We want this old, where it was just people talking and hanging out and having fun.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Like
the
IRC way back in the day.
And the tech community has not just the tech community, but like the professional community has gone to, here's a link to a cool thing. Here's another link. Check this link out. Here's another link.
Yep.
I wanted a link about this. And
it gets boring after a while.
yeah, there's not a lot of conversation.
Yep.
And seriously, as soon as I started like following and talking to
The group of soccer
this
fans.
group of people, right?
Yeah.
It was old Twitter.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it was so much more fun.
It's way better. I mean, we still have
So
our
much-
links and all that
Oh,
crap.
God.
That's gonna happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it is such a, and that's how we all met. Everybody here at the table, it's how we all met,
Yeah.
which is why it's so much fun.
Right.
Is that without Twitter, I don't know a Jeremiah. I don't know a Dave. Dave, I probably knew. I don't know Dave without Twitter. I don't know Hugo without Twitter.
No.
I don't know any of you guys without Twitter, and it's fantastic. I love it, love it. That's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
So Jacob, we did. I was at his first ever broadcast when they did Cheeky Backheel.
Okay.
Because they used our old mics, our shitty old mics. These mics are great because they're directional.
Yeah.
And so if I do this, no one can hear me.
Right.
Now you can hear me again.
Yeah, yeah.
Our old mics.
Omnidirectional.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
They
in a
get
bar,
everything.
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yes.
Let me tell you. You go back and watch our first 50 episodes.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Oh,
They're
you
terrible.
You didn't have lights either, did you?
Lights we got maybe 20 or 15 or 10, 20.
Okay.
And so it was great because we did it when it first started, and we did it in August.
Okay.
So the sun was out till
Right.
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So that first hour was awesome. And then as we got into like November, December, we're like, this sucks. It's darker. and shit.
Nobody can see us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So anyways, and we
Right.
used a PlayStation Eye as our first camera ever.
Wow.
I had a PlayStation Eye camera, and that was our first camera we ever used.
Nice.
Wow.
But anyway, so then Jacob, a good friend of the show, and we actually did a Cascadia crossover podcast with
Okay.
all the Cheeky Backheel folks and the SonarFeed
Right.
folks. And that was a fantastic night of
Yeah.
like 2-3 hour just talking about Cascadia.
Yeah.
And of course, Jeremiah interviewed me the day after the whole phone thing. And Jeremiah's a great guy.
He is.
And Nos Arietes, I showed you the awesome printed coaster for YachtCon. Constellation.
Who did that?
Have you ever heard of them? They are this
who is it?
awesome Constellation.
Constellation who?
Constellation something or other. I don't know. I'm not sure who runs it.
What?
Consol-
Can we get that?
Constellation
Can we
Company
get the coaster again?
down in Seattle,
Fisherman's Terminal.
Fisherman's Terminal.
Boom. You're on the actual Fisherman's Terminal?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Call the Fisherman.
Look at their website.
That's so cool.
Where all the yachts are.
Yeah. She even said I can come down and look at her new press, which I'm super excited about.
My shop.
Oh,
so
are you?
Well, I know you're a paper guy, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm an old press. I mean, I was more of a digital guy more than the Heidelberg world, but I'm a paper guy, etc. I mean, so I didn't get to YachtCon, but I got the coasters brought back to me, and oh my God, it was like I smelled it, I touched it, I mean, I love it. I love it.
I get it.
Yeah. What?
Mailing them.
Have you really? That's awesome.
Just randomly? Oh, okay. Writing down a random email. Home address.
1234 Main Street. Boom, there you go. I don't know who you are, but here you go. Have
Here's
a coaster.
with the skeleton guy.
But the community is special.
It
It's
is.
fun. And that's what's
Yeah,
cool
dude.
about tonight is bringing you on here because we're just a bunch of guys who like to talk about soccer and their
Tacos.
life and tacos. But now we get to learn more about you and what you guys are doing. And the funny part is because we stream,
Yes.
you stream,
Yeah, I do.
we all stream. We all
Yes,
stream for
ice
content.
cream.
I want some ice cream.
That
now.
was a bad
Could
No,
somebody
fun.
send me some ice cream?
I,
Yeah, yeah.
we-
Cosmo.
They have Nutella ice cream if you want some.
Choco
No, I'm
taco for me. But it's cool too because you're a big Rain fan.
Yes.
So it's cool to see
Yeah.
the progression the other way around because I would say more often than not, people probably are first into the Sounders and then into the Rain, and it's cool to see that the Rain are helping the Sounders get fans too.
Yeah. I'd love to see it influx the other way, like you said, a lot
Right.
more, because those women are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
The watching the transformation from the first season to the second and third season has
Yes.
been
Wow.
phenomenal.
That's cool, man, to be a part of
Phenomenal.
that so up close.
Yeah. And it's
And
been
you could
so
tell, man,
much fun.
when I talked to you at S2 games when we were doing the S2 broadcast, you would talk about the Rain games, and on Twitter you talk about it, and it's
You're
like,
okay
yeah.
time-wise, right? We're closing in on an hour.
Yeah, my my babysitter. No, I'm
Yeah.
good.
She's
Okay.
watching. She's watching. It's all right.
No, yeah, my wife sent me a message saying that that Mabel was really happy. She kept coming up to the screen and saying,
And said, "Hi,
Daddy."
Dad.
And hugging it, right?
And
Hugging
then
it.
when we said hi back to her, she went up and hugged the TV.
Oh, that's so awesome. SonarFeed hugs.
My son doesn't watch many of the shows because it's bedtime when we
Right.
start our show. When we had Lamar on, he watched.
Yeah.
And it did the same thing. He's like talking back to the camera, or the TV, because she put it up there, and he's like saying, hi, Dad, how you doing?
Nice.
And we didn't say anything back to him, and he's like, why aren't they talking to me? Trust me,
I love it.
I know, it's awesome. So we'll go for a little longer because
Yeah,
we're almost at the hour, believe it
Okay.
or not.
I
So,
believe it
um,
somehow.
So let's do this. Let's take a quick break from the reality here. Let's go into some SonarFeed questions. And
Okay.
then we'll circle back to your
Yeah,
to who you are.
go ahead.
Hopefully you prepared for these.
I have heard you ask them. I think you're going to be. Let's go. Let's go. How do you say it?
Let's
freaking
effing go.
That's what you said.
We're being PG tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rel-
LFG.
relatively.
No, I was
LFG.
actually thinking
LFG?
S2.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The funny thing is I had no idea who you were those first games.
No, dude, I'm just a really loud guy.
And
A really loud guy.
It's a really loud.
and we were
Stop
we-
eating the mic, Hugo.
So we have
Literally.
we have headsets on so we can talk to each other. And that in and of itself should almost be a podcast. I think we should record it
Yes.
somehow. It's hilarious because half the time we end up talking about cheesy 80s cartoons.
That's awesome.
Ask this guy. we would go off on yeah. Anyways, but we were sitting there and whenever you would call the goal, it was like, oh, this guy's fun. It was
That's exactly what I want to hear.
it
man.
was
If anybody can describe how I did it was fun.
Yeah. We were super excited
That's
because it was
Hugo in a nutshell.
It was
Fun.
good. It was fun to hear somebody with that much energy and excitement going
it was
into
cool, man.
a game like that.
Yep, I
it was
agree.
it
Love
was
to be
cool.
back, S2. I would love to
Yeah,
be back.
and then he brought tacos.
Yes.
He kept.
He never brings tacos to this show.
It's on a Monday.
It's on.
My
Yeah,
taco
he
place
can't.
only does it on the weekends.
On
man.
Fridays and Saturdays, right? Is it Fridays and Saturdays?
It is,
or Sundays too?
Saturday and Sundays.
Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes,
That's what
Saturday
it
and
was.
Sundays.
They're like $2 for like 57 tacos or something like that. It was so good.
Three tacos for $1.
Same
Yeah,
deal.
pretty much. A whole bunch of tacos for a few.
$2 for 57
They're amazing
tacos. I
tacos.
think that's what he
good.
said. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and they were really good.
And tamales. What about tamales?
Okay, so ask him a taco question. Come on.
Yes. What is your favorite kind of taco?
I have to say, the best taco I would say I've ever had. We're now located. Our office is in Pioneer Square.
Yep.
We used to be in South Lake Union, right amongst the Amazon buildings, and there was a taco truck called. I can't think of what it was called, but it was the guy's name was Tomas.
Tomas.
And I loved him. They made an amazing torta. They made a really good burrito. I mean, I'm not a big fan of burritos. I like the other things, but he had this lengua taco.
Lengua?
Oh,
Did we say lengua?
yes, it was so good.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Tender and
tacos.
juicy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I think that's the first time
Adventures.
we've ever had someone say lengua
Yes.
as an answer.
Yes.
It was
Cheers
so good.
to the tongue tacos.
His favorite taco is Asian food.
That is true. Yes. Okay, so let me answer this correctly. My favorite taco is curry.
Yes.
But
Which
what
we found
kind
out.
of curry?
Lengua.
Like-
Masaman.
What is
Masaman curry.
Is that in
Thai.
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 Oh.
But if we're really talking tacos,
Yeah,
it's
lengua.
gonna be Tomas's lengua tacos.
You
Those
should
were
make
so good.
a
But
curry taco.
yeah, no, a friend of ours was telling us about he had some leftover curry and he made a curry taco.
Perfect.
I think we're gonna have to try it.
Yeah.
My wife has been
That one I would go with
perfecting.
a flour tortilla. I'm not a flour tortilla guy, but I would think curry's
For
probably
curry?
better with
Yeah, I think so.
flour.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Well, yeah, it's closer to naan.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last taco you had?
The
Following
last-
up, because he's in Starstruck
Alicia,
land over
what was
here.
my last taco?
Asian food?
I don't.
You don't remember your last
no,
taco?
a curry
You can't
taco
think
is
what?
not an enchilada. No.
No.
Mole is probably the closest thing to a curry, I would
Oh,
say.
Yeah, that
Yes.
mole taco we had at
I would say-
Loretto's.
Loretto's.
Queen Anne,
Oh,
Lower
my
Queen
There's
Anne.
a-
Oh my god.
There's a place up in Mount Lake Terrace,
Oh.
which is where I live, that makes this amazing mole. Oh, chicken
And
mole.
I
It's
hate
so
to-
good.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh
the
shit!
Loretta,
The cook here.
La Rancherita.
No, her
Oh, Alex.
mole.
Yeah,
Alex or
the
Alex.
cook here. She makes Alex.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
She makes
Oh,
great
and
mole.
there's this place. There's another place. They do chicken. Ah, shoot. What? But okay, never
You know
mind.
where we should go?
Anyways.
Where- you should-
The
we
last
should go
one,
where Dave
she
took
said
us.
the terrible tacos you had on her birthday.
Oh, birthday tacos.
What terrible
Yeah,
tacos?
Oh yeah, that was somewhere up
It's
on
like Taco Bell?
No, it was someplace. It wasn't. They weren't too bad. Maybe it was the margaritas that were making me think they were tasty. But yeah, they weren't too bad. But no, I would say the best tacos are. There's a little, and Alicia's gonna correct me and also hate me because I don't remember restaurant places unless I go there like 7 times. There's a little place that's like a few blocks away from our office.
Yeah.
That makes tacos, and they're really good.
Okay.
I don't remember what it
You
was.
should go to La
but-
Bodega. It's a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know the guy.
know the guy?
Yeah.
know a guy.
Manu's Bodega.
The one that's the little tiny one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
Yep.
invited me for the first time,
It's
and
good.
it's a what kind of?
Dominican, yeah.
Dominican.
Peruvian, not.
No, it's not.
No, I know, but that's
The
what
other
I was
place
going to
you're
say.
going to.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a Peruvian place up by us that
Nice.
makes.
That's
it's
the place-
so good.
That's the place.
It's called Ferdinand's.
San
Andres.
Fernando.
It's called
Andres?
San Fernando's Fried
San
Chicken.
Fernando's Chicken
Yes.
out in Rainier is the greatest.
Oh,
place
it's probably the
Yes.
same. It's probably the same owners. It's up in
Yeah,
99.
the
Up
first
on
one-
99.
I-
The
and
first one is in Rainier, and it's
Oh,
I've not
great.
had it
so
yet, but I've
good.
heard it's fantastic.
Dude, we should go.
We
Actually,
have to go.
They make
Let's go.
anticuchos.
Yeah, let's go. We're done. We're done. Adam's on the way.
I really want to go though. So anticuchos. So the anticuchos is a Peruvian dish,
Yes.
and they basically take a bull's heart, a bull, not a cow, a bull's heart, and season it with a special mix. It's a little bit tangy but spicy, and then they slice it into slices. So you're eating the slices of heart, but they make it into a shish kebab. So they cook it on a stick, and it's grilled on the streets and the corners. Oh my God! It's my favorite next to Peruvian ceviche. Those two right there, must have, and the chicken.
Have you ever had chicken heart? Like Brazilian chicken heart
Oh yes.
in Radicchio?
Yes.
They do it like in the States. They don't do it like they do in Brazil. And it, oh my God, chicken heart is.
I'll have to try it.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. You think, what the hell is this? And you eat it, and you're like, give me the rest of them.
Yeah.
Bring them. Just keep bringing them.
Just bring all the
They're
hearts.
so good. Oh my
We really
God.
should have a powwow at San
We need to.
Fernando's.
We will. All right.
Another question.
Biggie or Tupac? Biggie or
You are
Tupac?
music guys, so you got to know this guy. These guys. Especially from the 90s.
See, this is the delay tactic. I've got kids, so
Oh,
I
my
understand
God.
this. Oh, wait a minute, Dad. You want me to do the dishes? Hold on, wait a minute. Let me.
He went back to the pickles. Just give himself some time.
So
You
I don't know.
hold on. You were born in 1980, right?
Yes.
You were a teen in the
Hey,
90s.
Juan,
Yes.
10 minutes of intro BS is all good stuff, so knock it off. Love you.
I didn't get
But yes,
into
that's a good
hip-hop
idea.
Okay.
until the last handful of years. So
Nice.
I have no
That's fine.
Better late than never. Better
no
late than
clue.
never.
Yeah. So I honestly, my favorite rap artist up until I still would go with this is a British guy that goes by the name The Streets. And he put out a concept album called The Grand Don't Come for Free.
Okay.
And
The
it's
Streets.
I don't know.
So
James,
so good.
Ross Fletcher.
No, James and I talked about this on Twitter, and
The Streets.
one of the reasons why he didn't take off in the States, and this is true for most British
he's
hip
not
hop.
good?
No,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
actually really good. But if it has a British accent,
Yeah.
it's considered posh. It's considered high,
Ah.
and hip hop shouldn't be that. Even though his British accent was of the lower class,
Sure.
quote unquote, it's still in the States.
Say his
Yeah.
name again. Was
Is
it
it this
The
guy?
Streets.
The Streets?
Yeah.
Okay, so
A
send me that,
grand
would
don't
you?
come for free. And look
totally looks like a hip-hop artist.
up that album, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Look up that album, and it's a concept album, and he talks about how he's losing money and
Okay.
I know that
Anyways,
you are actually a
it's good.
very big music person. So
a little bit. Yes.
What is another? Do you have any other rap?
What's your
vinyl
How about
records?
what's your favorite musical? Like your,
Yeah.
your
Musical?
favorite band?
My favorite musical?
Oh, favorite musical. Let's do that
yeah.
first. What's your favorite musical?
Sound of Music.
Is it really?
Or
Chicago?
no, not Chicago.
No.
Or hold on, the guy. No, my goodness.
Hello, Dolly.
Eva. Didn't Eva have a musical?
Everybody's saying all of them except for the right one.
Rent.
The Music Man.
The Music Man. That's
Hell
a great
yes!
one. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a good
It's
musical.
a great musical. I agree.
It's so.
I agree. 100% agree. No. Yeah.
Sarah was singing.
know what we're doing
Sarah
for
was
Sarah's
singing.
show.
Sarah, I'm like, wow, she knows her musical. Yes.
All right. That's
Actually,
good. That's a good
there
answer.
was. So when I was
This is where I feel a
in,
little bit
I was
fish out of water.
six,
I don't know as
I was
much as
I was
want to.
16 or 17, and it was
It's
Super
becoming
Bowl.
a regular question, by the way.
It was the Super Bowl, and my mom's boss had season tickets to the Portland theater or whatever, and it was State Fair, and she didn't have anybody else to give them to, so my sister and I went because
Okay.
I didn't care about at that
Yeah.
time. I didn't care about.
Yeah.
So it was great. We got really great seats. Nobody was there. It was like they were singing just to us. It
That's
was a lot
awesome.
of fun.
Love it, dude. Look
I
how
love it.
excited he is.
I know.
Let's
I
go.
love it.
I'm excited to go to a musical.
It's fun.
Favorite? Have you ever
I've
been
never
to one?
been.
It's
Granted, I did watch Eva.
I want to see. I
On
want to
TV,
see.
on-
I
at
want
the
to
movie
see
theater.
Hamilton. I want to see Hamilton. Hamilton the musical.
Yeah.
That looks amazing. Have you heard about that?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, if you dude,
Yeah.
it's getting amazing reviews from every single it's
What's it about? Hamilton? Who's Hamilton?
like the history thing.
The history thing.
Okay. I was
It's
thinking
all
like an
hip-hop.
Olympian
Yeah, it's all
or
hip- yeah.
something.
Anyways.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
All right,
but
let's do it. Let's do it. Last vinyl you purchased, because you're a big vinyl guy.
yeah.
The last record I purchased. Goodness, I can tell you the last record that showed up in my house, and that was I actually got two at the same time. One is called Days of Abandon, and that is fantastic, and the other one is called Paranoid by a little band called Black Sabbath.
Nice.
It was a re-release.
Oh, my God.
It is so good. It is so good. 1970 was their second album.
Wow.
It is so good.
I want to get a cool. You have an awesome. I love to tweet photos of you.
So
And when you
I
play a
do too.
record, he puts it up on the stand.
Well, the best part was you did the YouTube of your dogs waiting for you to come home, and I could totally see the chair with the vinyl set up in the corner there, and I'm like, God, that looks like perfect.
That was so
so
awesome.
about
with
this-
a bourbon
Yeah.
next to you.
About
I know. A
About
cigar
1
and a
year
bourbon.
ago, we restructured our living room
So cool.
around that.
That's awesome.
Because we didn't want
So
TV. We wanted it to be something that the kids we could actually get the kids around. And my kids are getting into music.
Yes.
They love putting a
That's
record
great.
on. They
Cool.
love picking it out.
Keep it up, kids.
It's
Keep
so,
it up.
It's so much fun.
If someone tells you later on in school that it's not cool, they're wrong. It is cool.
And also the other, it's a very selfish reason for this, but I wanted my kids to get into music so that I could influence them to not like bad music.
Do your kids play instruments?
My oldest Evelyn plays the flute.
Okay, nice.
That was the only instrument I ever played.
The
and
flute,
I only
really?
lasted, like, I think like 6 weeks of class, and I was no good.
And then you went to
at it.
band camp, and that
No,
was it.
actually, I was in the third grade, and it was
You were the motivation for
No,
that
it was
scene,
right
weren't you?
Oh my god.
Say the line.
No. No.
I know.
Say it.
I know. I can't.
Say
I can't. But like I was saying, I was actually doing the flute. I like that. I wanted to keep doing it, but literally like 2 weeks within the. It's right when I left Mexico to come to America.
Oh,
And
okay.
in that transition, instruments wasn't,
Yeah.
it was hard to get back into. I mean, we were trying to figure out how to get me back in school.
Yep.
My parents were trying to figure out how to, how to.
You're never
live
too old
in
to
your
redo it.
country.
I think I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
No, I think I'd rather actually. I went
We're
to
doing a
see-
GoFundMe for Hugo to get a flute and flute lessons.
No.
It's actually
I
not that cheap. It's like $60 for every 3 months to
No,
rent a flute.
No.
It's not bad. That's
If anything,
ours
I think
is,
I will
about the
go
same.
to.
My daughter's a trumpet, so.
Yeah.
I heard a Latino tenor for the first time at the fundraiser I went to.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I was like, man, that's awesome. I would want to try that. And then I really heard him how good he really is, and I was like, oh, I can't really try that, but.
If you don't practice, you won't be good.
Well, I figure I could incorporate my goal calls into it somehow.
Well,
so.
we're gonna. This is gonna happen in 2016.
That's what I figured.
Okay,
That's what I
fuck the
figured.
flute. We're going with that.
Let's
Okay,
go.
we're sticking with that. Yeah,
Hugo the opera.
that was awesome.
Better
That
go
was
off.
awesome.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
let's go.
All right,
Oh my God.
Girl Scout cookie. What's your favorite one?
Samoa.
Oh, nice.
Samoa. Not even a question. Do you have a supplier?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I have,
You want another
I have,
one?
I have
You have three?
two, almost three.
Almost 3, exactly. Excellent.
If you could put anything on a billboard, anything at all, either image or quote or anything, what would it be? Not Bootstrappers.
You're right,
related.
right. Not marketing.
Promote- Yeah.
Anything on a billboard.
Yep.
Hashtag Opera Hugo. I like that. That's good.
I have no clue. What?
Team
I want to
Kodo.
get this right. What do people usually say?
It's a new question. Relatively new question.
Roger and both the owner, Roger said he gave props to all the supporter groups. Adrian said something related to getting sounder tickets. Zucchiani, he didn't say much. I mean, it's just a quote. It kind of gets more to-
So you know those old.
Kyle Shields will put a picture of me shins down, socks and sandals.
yeah.
I don't.
Anything that
I'll ask him tomorrow to explain that joke.
Socks and sandals.
Yeah.
Oh, you right with your socks and see those aren't sandals.
I know they're Keens.
Those are barely
They're
sandals.
Keens. I know they're Keens.
They're barely sandals. Your toes are covered.
I know. Hello.
I will.
Wait, this is the guy. Go ahead.
Sarah's passing me notes.
You've been threatened.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know.
Photo of your family, a photo of the kids.
I think it would probably those like those old billboards or little road signs you'd see like the Burma Shave where you'd see one sign and then the next sign and
Yeah.
the next sign. It would probably be a really long dad joke
That's awesome.
over
I
the
like
course
that.
over the course of like miles.
We drove here from Iowa. I moved here from Iowa.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, the biggest disappointment of my entire life, and this is a guy who lived in Iowa for 4 years, is stupid wall drug. Wall drug is the biggest disappointment of my entire life.
What is?
Yeah, those stupid freaking signs for like 18 years. It's terrible.
Nothing else going on.
Well, I hated the Midwest, so I was done with it.
I don't know.
God.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So Sarah drove Florida. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that on when you come on the show.
Sarah's on the show.
But
Speaking of Sarah, that's a good segue into
Let's
this
go.
project that Sarah and I are working on.
Would you be talking about what's it called? What's the project? You guys are doing a project?
We're doing yes. I don't. It's called Supporter Stories.
All right, folks. That's the end of the show. Good night. Thank you so much.
No, so Sarah and I are working on this project called Supporter Stories, and so far we've got.
How did it come up?
How did it come up?
Yes. How did you guys come up with this idea?
Oh my goodness! So we were talking. I tweeted a joke, sort of on Twitter, saying, "Somebody give me a brief history of the Sounders in 140 characters," or something like that, right? Because I was like, I'm new to this. I
Yeah.
want to know everything.
Yep.
I had been to YachtCon and I heard all of these references to all of these stories
Yep.
that everybody, which reminds me of a dad joke, which I can tell you later. Would everybody would know. No, I'll tell you later. Everybody knew. Like
Yeah.
somebody would say, "Oh, this thing or that thing or the Portland celebration," and everybody
Yeah.
knew what that
Yeah.
was. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And so I was looking for a way to get to know this kind of like
Yeah.
shorthand, like Cliff's Notes of, give me the whole background. And so Sarah and I were tweeting back. Sarah and I have known each other for a handful of years. Yeah,
Oh, have you
exactly.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And anyway, she and I were tweeting back and forth, and then we took it to DMs. But we started talking about it would be really cool to get people one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because even I have seen them out before I was anywhere near where I am now. There's been a lot of stories put out by by media
Yeah.
and stories about the Sounders supporters and fans at a large level, at a taken back and huge level, and how crazy everybody is, and how wonderful it is, and how beautiful it is. But there's not a lot of, why did you, Aaron, get to the point where you are as a supporter? Why did you, Hugo, get to the point? And so what I want to do is
Because I like to talk
kind
and
of
I like
being
cameras.
Yeah, well, I kind of selfish. I wanted to get to know people, and I wanted to get myself into kind of the community a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to get to know these stories and learn about this history. And so Sarah and I were talking about this, and we came up with the idea of, well, let's just see what happens. Let's put out a call and see if we can get people. And we got Hugo right away, Sarah obviously right away, another friend of ours, Britt. Hello, Britt. You're probably
Hello, Britt.
asleep.
Yeah.
She's
She's sleeping now.
Hello,
if
later.
she's actually gotten back on her.
Hello, future
yeah.
Brit.
Yeah, hello, future Brit.
And then
Brit, yes.
Yeah, and then so now we've recorded 4 different people. We've recorded 4 and edited 4. We've recorded 2 more tonight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm recording 2 more. Kyle and Sarah, hello.
Hello.
Next Saturday, the following, not this coming Saturday, but the one after it, we're recording 3 more now. 3 more now. And it's turned into something that went from, hey, it would be fun to see if we could do this, to lots of people are really interested in doing this. And lots of people want to tell their story, and lots of people have these very unique stories about the Sounders. But the one thing that I'm already hearing that's actually really cool is almost everybody to a person has mentioned Twitter in one degree, in one way or another.
Yeah.
Everybody is. I mean, and there's this family, there's this community, and it's really cool. I remember I was showing Alicia. Pardon me while I tell this story, Alicia. I was showing Alicia one of the edits, and she actually started tearing up because it was this story where she was just saying, this is what community, this is what we all as human beings want from community.
Yep.
And you don't get this other places that you should get it.
Yeah.
But you get it here. And that's what keeps me like coming into this. And so I'm having fun recording these, and our plan is to put 6 out and then start putting 1 or 2 out a month or so, just see what we can do, because we're doing it in our free time. which we're parents and we don't have a lot of free time, and we're small business owners and we don't have a lot of free time.
Right.
So we're just doing it whenever we can. But ultimately, it's a lot of fun because I'm hearing. I mean, I got your story, and I got your story and yours, and it's just these are cool people who everybody's come into it from a different place.
Yep.
Everybody's gotten something different out of it, but everybody's gotten family out of it. It's the same theme over and over again. It's just beautiful.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about the community is you have a Nos Arietas who does, and more of a they're funny guys, but they do X and O's, right? They're more of the traditional. They understand it. They write, they blog, etc. about it. You have Dave Sounder Hart, obviously, which is Nos Arietas over here. He's over here off screen right now. Well, he's one of our most prolific guests ever. He's been on here.
Prolific off-camera guests.
Yes. Also on camera.
Okay.
And then the reason why we do the show. We did it originally because it was fun to go out and think about, hey, on a Monday night, we can go have drinks and just talk soccer and whatever. And now, here we are 3 years later, still doing it.
All right, so I don't think I asked you or you this during either one of your interviews, and we're here, so I'm going to take over for a minute.
Oh, wow.
Everybody might already know this. Everybody might already know this. But again,
42.
I don't.
42.
I was thinking about putting that on a billboard.
That'd be awesome. That would be great on a billboard. And you know where that's from, obviously.
Well, it's the answer to the live universe and everything.
No, he doesn't know. I know.
All right, so how did you two meet?
So, have you ever heard of bathhouses? He hasn't either.
Oh
yeah!
Maybe.
No way. Let's not go.
Let's go. Yes, that's where "Let's Go" came from. No, so, all right, so,
It's not 9 o'clock yet. The watershed.
It's almost.
The watershed. Drink.
All right, so to seriously answer your question, but before that, so there was there's a website called thechive.com, which people know about, and there's a true, semi-true, and a true, and there's a history of it. It's a great website, but there's also it's a bro site, and there's some issues with it, for lack of a better term, and not that kind of bro site. That's a bathhouse, totally different story. So.
Sexy Mexi.
The sexy Mexi over there.
I didn't hear the story.
No, we're not going to. Okay, long story short is Lee and I knew each other from our local Renton group. Lee and I were in the Chive group, and Hugo was also in there. And Hugo and Lee were both wearing a Bill Murray shirt or a Chive shirt. In a bath.
Mic's on.
It says your mic is off. Kyle said so. And so did Brad. And Kyle and Brad are the truth.
I'm talking. Can you hear me now? Yeah, so I met Lee in the corner, the street, after a Sounders game, and we recognized the shirts. I was like, yeah, what's up, Chavon, bro? And from there, on social media, I followed Lee, and I set up like a meetup group to meet on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I kind of met online. I think that's where we kind of interacted first, Twitter and there.
We met on Twitter first.
Yep.
And it was kind of this instant online.
Yeah. Like, let's go. Yeah, pretty much. Same with Sarah. Like, actually, I met Sarah before Kyle through Twitter. Yeah, she gave me a big ass hug at the She gave me a huge hug at the Sounders Stadium right outside of 121. And she was all sweaty like me, so I was like, oh, yeah, man, someone that sweats like me, let's go. And we hugged, and it was awesome. And but anyhow, back to it. And then the actual Chive, the actual website, they go out to different cities to meet their fans of their site. They throw up a party, and they're like, hey, let's come. We want to meet our fans. And they basically had this huge party. 2012.
Okay.
It was the first time they come out to Seattle. Yep, it was the garage on Broadway.
Okay.
They closed it down, made it a private party, and it's known for being a little bit wild off, like just random things at the party, right? So
Back then it was still semi-normal, and then it became.
it was just not as big. That's all it is. It just, it was
the
just
Seahawks. They've been around forever. And
Kinda.
there's groups that came in later.
Yeah, the website
There's
started-
the quote-unquote bandwagon fans who came in later.
Turn your mics up.
My mic is off now? That's perfect.
Can you
There
guys
we
hear
go.
me now?
There we go. Thank you. Awesome. Gotta love it.
Problem solver.
I don't know how we did that, but I need to know so I can do it more often.
It's the good old chords are dying over time. Yes, I'm gonna blame it on that or the
So-
connections.
Mono price.
Yeah.
So thank you to those folks that supported our Patreon site, because that's going to help with that mute situation. Thank you, guys. But we threw
Jesse,
this party,
thanks.
and so I didn't know not that many people at this party except for Aaron and Lee, and I only
But not
knew
even
them-
in person.
Not in person.
I'll
yes.
do a speaking of the party, I'll do a Tito's on the rocks.
I'll do a Tito's on the rocks. Yeah, let's go Tito's on the rocks.
I still have that drink. No.
So I
Not-
really
not
didn't
yet.
know anybody, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this party. I'm just gonna have fun. So I brought a Darth Vader mask that actually
And a Transformer mask.
and a Transformer, the good guy Transformer,
Optimus Prime.
Optimus
Prime.
Prime mask. And
Did you say Ultimus Prime?
Optimus.
Yeah. What do you say?
Okay.
So and the Darth Vader mask actually had a sound little.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
So
like
you
a
could-
good one. yeah. And
That was my
man,
Batman.
So we had been talking on Twitter for 6
Right.
months or whatever.
Right.
And at this event was the first time we ever met in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Sarah, we've been talking on Twitter for a while. She was the first ever Patreon supporter,
Yes.
and I didn't meet her until tonight. I'd never met her in person before.
Dude, you missed
and I had
out.
met, obviously, because we went to the game together.
think
I sat next to you at a soccer game.
I know.
It was the Sounders. They were
I know.
playing
I was
a
there.
match
With my
against
daughter.
another team.
RSL. And your dad
No, it
was
wasn't
there.
RSL. That was Dallas.
But it was a huge party.
It
Was it the playoff game?
It was. It was a huge party.
It was a huge party. It was a huge party, and we just took over.
it was.
And
Never
halfway
mind,
through, the venue ended up
Throwing pickles at him.
raining pickles on SonarFeed, folks.
So then we met in person. We hugged.
Okay.
And then we ended up hanging out forever.
Okay.
It's been 3 years now.
Cool.
Yeah.
We a month and a half later, 2 months. This is right before Halloween.
Yeah.
We a month and a half later threw a party here for for a local charity. We did it for
Right.
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. No, for the Toys for Tots. And we got 80 toys, and or gifts
$100 worth of toys.
that we donated through
Had
the.
bacon in steins going around. You could donate $1. We had slices of bacon in these, and
Nice.
yeah, dude.
And then the next day we did our first ever FIFA tournament for SonarFeed. So anyway, that's how we met. That was the story.
Yes,
of-
I never heard that.
Yeah. That
That's
was
a good question. You know what?
that was good, yeah.
Not a lot of people probably know how we
Yeah.
hang
This
out.
is the Origins episode.
Yeah, I like
Oh.
the yes. Now we
And
can
then I
book
remember the
off.
first time I met you, man. I was like, "That's a cool bow tie, man." I was
So
jealous.
this bow tie, the reason. So I wasn't actually going to wear
I'm
a
glad
bow
I
tie
asked.
tonight. I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
I was working from home, so I was kind of taking it easy and chilling, and not didn't really shower. And you asked, and so I was like, okay, I'll put my bow tie on. And I said, which one should I wear? And Heidi's like, you wear the one that you wore to all the S2 games. This is the bow tie I wore every single. I have a couple dozen bow ties, but I wore this one every single S2 game. So and Rain have their own. They have their own bow tie as well. So
That's cool, man. See,
they're team colors.
that is awesome.
I don't have a Sounders. I could not find a Sounders bow tie that I liked. There was a silk one, and I'm not a silk fan. Silk's too fancy. I'm not fancy.
Yeah.
I was jealous because I wanted.
You know what? Wait, I want to tell you something really quick. You know why I like the Berliner? Pickles fall from the sky. Pickles
everywhere.
or French fries.
If Adam doesn't wear a bow tie, is he still Adam? That's from Brad.
Does Adam wear a bow tie at home?
That's not a question I'm ready to answer.
The answer is yes.
No, because see, at the end of the night, The nice thing about bow ties
look
is
at
you can
that.
do this, and then you're Tony Bennett,
And now you're all, oh!
right?
I like it. That's exactly why it's cool to rock a bow tie, man. It looks good while it's on, and it looks better when it's off, just loose.
So we're gonna start wrapping up, but
Yeah.
Kyle wants to know what kind of pizza are you ordering tomorrow?
Oh,
So I have one rule.
One rule.
When it comes to pizza, it cannot have. That would be a really fucked up rule.
I know. I was just kidding.
Pineapple.
Bad joke.
Cannot have pineapple. That pineapple fruit.
Hashtag Adam out.
Adam out. First and only visit on SonarFeed.
Pineapple does not belong on a pizza.
Get out of here. No.
Yeah, Adam's out. Done. Gone. That was the best show ever.
That was like the first pizza I ever had in America.
I don't.
No.
I apologize, guys.
I said pineapple sucks.
Yeah, I know I did, but I'm not sure what the hell's going on.
Apple.
But
Pine.
our
I don't
our
know how to
mics
do it.
are not working well. Yeah,
Yes.
it's all showing up good here.
I broke it.
It's all showing up good here. Can you guys talk real quick?
I can talk right now.
I'll be Adam.
Can you talk?
I can always talk.
Yeah, so that's
oh,
fine.
look. No. Oh, Dave's going to live tweet for us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Pineapple
Dave?
sucks.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. No, that does
No.
not suck. No, no,
I heard him say it.
no. But they didn't hear me, so it didn't happen. Yeah, you
Blame
do blame
Wiggle.
Wiggle. 149th episode.
Do you have any last comments you want to make?
On that note. Oh, nice.
Nothing? You got nothing?
It doesn't matter. My microphone's broken.
No, it's working. if they can't hear you, I have no idea, but it's showing up on
And
our
it
end.
will be uploaded.
I didn't say suck it, Ross.
No, you didn't. It's showing up on
I
our
kind of
end.
said it.
It's showing up on our end.
Okay,
so
good.
go ahead. Keep going. People watch it later can hear it, so that's fine.
No, that's it. Just no pineapple.
No pineapple. Okay. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, man.
That
You're
was
welcome.
fun.
This was
That was
chill.
fun.
I loved it. It was fun.
I'm glad you didn't ask me to talk about sports in detail.
No, well, and I offered to have you on as we kind of ended the season, and you
Like, no.
you deflected very well.
Because then you would ask me about sports in
Right.
detail.
I know.
What do you
And
think?
I said, no,
Who's-
you want like the human. This is like the human piece story, the one that everybody can sit at home and weep.
Right. Well, and that's
No.
what we love about the show is that we want it to be kind of not, again, what you guys are doing with the supporter stories are awesome. We love it.
Thank you.
I'm excited about that opportunity
It's a lot of fun.
just because you're getting different perspectives, and that's fun.
Totally.
And that's what we want to do in a different way is we want to bring eventually everybody on, whether it's a player or a broadcaster or former or friend. Exactly.
A supporter or a first-time game.
Doesn't matter.
Someone that
Well,
makes the
right
first
now,
time.
what we're really looking for are people who aren't ECS.
Yes.
We want people who have been fans for a year. We want
Yeah.
people who have been fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend. I know, but I'm saying it's easy to get ECS because they're the like.
The
woo,
it's the
right?
vocal minority that you
Right.
see everywhere.
And
so.
I want to hear stories of people who I have a friend who says that her family, she grew up watching the Sounders at Memorial in the 70s.
That's awesome.
Right? And so I'm working with her to get her whole family on camera. I want more stories like that too. I want more stories.
Cover the whole spectrum from like, I talked about it when you talked to me. I was like, you have, a first-time fan, you have
Right.
a regular going fan who buys jerseys, goes to a lot
Yes.
of games, and then you start having the supporters
Right.
who want to do more, to get involved more. So you want to get the whole spectrum, not just the hardcore, but everybody. Someone who's in that phase of going from first time going to a game, they like it, to now they're regular, to now they're becoming a supporter.
Right.
Exactly, because we're all about. We want to educate people. We have
Right.
we have people who come to watch the show live or watch it online or watch it later who
Right.
don't have a clue what they're talking about or whatever, and that's great. We want that. We want to have all skill levels here.
Yeah.
We are not, like I said, we're not. We do it occasionally, especially when we have Dave on the show, where we go into the hardcore
deep.
X and O's,
Right.
like deep down to it. But most of us, yeah,
That would be great. That'd be great.
But that's what we want to do.
Hit Sarah or I up on the Twitters.
We're all about relaxing
Yeah.
and being
Victory
here
lap.
and talking
Yeah.
and educating where we can, but embracing everybody. Because
Right.
there are some inside of some of the groups that are established. I won't name any group names or anything that are less than welcoming to people who are on the outside.
God hates flags.
Drop.
Join the dark side now.
Is that?
Put your
five
flag
is that
down,
5-iron?
lady. We have somebody here waving flags. Security.
I can't see Aaron because the flags.
They're invisible flags. Good.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. We're gonna wrap up. It's 9 o'clock.
Apparently, they're going to do karaoke here. I walked in carrying my camera case, and the girl at one of the tables goes, "Are you the karaoke guy?" No.
Karaoke starts in about 15, 20 minutes.
No, I'm not the karaoke guy.
But thank you all for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Adam, for coming out.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me.
And I love getting rainy pickles in that for the first time on the show.
Yeah, that was good. You were the first person to ever officially eat on the show.
Am I really?
Yeah. We've had lots of people eat on the pre-show.
Then we need to end the show.
Do it. There you go.
Nice job. The pickles.
Alicia,
On that note,
this pickle's for you.
thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week. We love you all. Talk to you soon.
Hey, this is Alexi Lawless, and although I have no soul, I know about heart. And heart means you listen.